Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we have so much to talk about, and so just sit back and listen because I think all of it is really helpful. We've got updates on the Princess website for the COVID health protocols, for sailings from the US and Canada, for sailings from the United Kingdom, run sailings from Europe, and I have something else to add about sailings from Australia to my video I just did the day before yesterday, I think it was, and also lots of other information. And so it's really nice to be with you today. I would like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm so happy that you're here in our Let's Go family. Also, welcome to everyone who is brand new. We're really glad to have you with us. I hope that you will stick with us and become part of our Let's Go family. If anyone hasn't subscribed yet, please, if you would subscribe to our channel, that would really help us out. And I think it's going to be the beginning of a whole new wonderful chapter in your life to be a part of this amazing group of people that is here. So first of all, I wanted to let you know that, as I mentioned, today is Thursday and it is April 28th, and on Tuesday I did the video all about that was a 2-video day, so if you missed one you might want to go catch it, but one of them was all about sailings from Australia and in Australia down there. And so I wanted to let you know, and thank you to Mark. He sent me a message and I really appreciate it, because as I was going through the protocols I missed the fact that when you are going to board a ship down there in Australia, you do not have to have a medically observed COVID test. As I was going through the protocols, I remember thinking in my mind, you know what, there's got to be something about that testing in Australia that I don't understand since I am not from there, because I was thinking surely they must all be medically supervised and so they don't have to worry about it and reporting a different way, whatever. But this is what I wanted to let you know. On the protocols right there, it says we require all guests to complete the Ocean Ready steps via the Medallion Class app to simplify the pre-travel process. And so we are all used to that. You use the Medallion Class app, you go in and you get travel ready. But on this, it says you will need to attest that you have received a negative COVID-19 test result, as well as what we are used to provide proof of our COVID-19 vaccine status and complete the health declaration. Once complete and all details and documents have been verified, you will receive the Green Lane Ready status on the app, which you will need to present at the cruise terminal. And so indeed, that is different, unless everything there is done a different way, and I still don't understand it. But either way, you don't have to bring with you, it sounds like, your printed out copy or your digital copy of your negative COVID test. You just have to attest in the Medallion Class app. And so when you all start cruising down there, let us know how it goes. Let us know if it is really simple to do on the app and everything. If it's, I don't know if they're going to have anything different for those sailings or not. It'll be really fun to see. If you're not aware, Princess starts sailing with the Coral Princess in Australia in June. And so that's not very far away at all. Just a little over a month pretty much, and so this is really exciting. But I wanted to make sure that anyone who has one of those cruises booked is very much aware of that. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is Canada, and so this applies to sailings in Canada that go from Alaska, sailings in Canada that are on the east coast of Canada, or to Canada, I should add. So, you know, we have been talking this whole little pre-cruise season here for the Alaska season and the East Coast season there. We have been talking about the fact that Canada has not had a way to allow exemptions for cruise passengers going. I have received messages from 2 separate families that they had children who were, like one of them I think was maybe 13 and 15, but they were eligible for vaccines, but they had received exemptions, and they had been contacted and said, you know what, we're really sorry, Canada's not allowing that, we can't let you go. And one of them very specifically said they got their future cruise credit like within 2 days, credited to their account so they could pick another cruise if they wanted. But that is really how it's been. But we have had an update to these protocols. It was dated April 26th, and I really didn't see it until yesterday after I had done my video. And so I think they must have put it up very late at night on the 26th. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I do want to let you know, it says that, please note, Canada is supporting a process for medical exemptions to vaccination with proper documentation for voyages that include Canada for non-Canadian citizens. Cruises beginning or ending in Canada or calling to Canada will require at least 95% of all of the guests to be vaccinated, except for children under 12, to meet the current CDC requirements for sailings. And then it says once again that fully vaccinated people have to show the proof of their vaccine in order to board. And then they remind everybody that you do indeed still have to do that ArriveCan app within 72 hours of embarkation. And so that is what the big update is on that. And I think it's really exciting. I want to remind everyone that they are saying still, for voyages departing from the U.S., that if you're fully vaccinated but haven't gotten your booster yet, you've got 2 days for the antigen test and 3 days for the PCR test. And if you are fully vaccinated and you have received your booster, you've got 3 days for your antigen test and 3 days for your PCR test. For voyages that embark in Canada, so if you're going to fly up to Vancouver, get on the ship, you need to do your antigen test within 2 days. And with 72 hours, they said 72 hours. They didn't say 3 days for that PCR test. And so keep that in mind. Now, and then finally, just a quick reminder for all of you that maybe have missed it before. If you are doing those cruise tours and you're going to do your cruise tour and then hop on the ship after that, Princess will take care of that testing requirement to get on board, but you will be tested before you get on the ship. If you're going to be on the ship and then do your land tour part, you don't have to be tested for the land tour part. You'll simply disembark the ship and go on the land tour. So thought I would let you know about that. And then I really appreciate it. We have a couple of Let's Go family members who are already embarking on these cruises who are letting us know how it's going. So first of all, this is from Noreen, sorry. She says that she just completed the ArriveCan app for a passenger with an exemption to sail. Yes, exemption passenger can get an ArriveCan receipt to get on the ship. You will have to show proof of a medical exemption at the border once you get off the ship. They will not accept a religious exemption, only medical. The Border Patrol will look at your documents from your doctor and determine if you can enter Canada once you arrive in Canada. She says that she got her ArriveCan app receipt as well as the email, so that she's just going to have them both with her, so that it'll be really handy. And so I thought this might be really helpful to all of you to know a little bit how that process is going to work. And I would say you're going to just have to be flexible, because it sounds like they're going to look, like she said, and determine if they are going to let you off the ship or not. And so I guess if they won't let you off the ship, you can enjoy the port day on the ship, and there's always things to do. Now here is another one. This is from Norma, so thanks, Norma. They are currently, she sent me this yesterday, just on Wednesday, April 27th, and she says they are currently on the Ruby Princess visiting Vancouver today. We were just informed that the Canadian authorities require the ArriveCan QR code, your vaccination code, and masks to go into the ports. So she says, hope this makes it easier for everyone to know what to expect. And so now you know what you're going to have when you get off the ship to go into any Canadian ports. So thank you very, very much. And I really appreciate all of you that send any information, because it really makes a big difference to all of us. And I will look forward to hearing from any of you. I like to hear from any of you, whether you're on a ship or not. And so certainly contact us. But remember that if you are on a sailing, and I'm not going to ask you to contact us during your cruise if you don't want to, but when you get home, would you let us know how everything went? Because everyone that is heading that way would sure like to know. And it really helps inform our decision making on other cruises as well. Alrighty, one more thing here, and this is from one of our Let's Go family members, and they are on the Majestic Princess this coming Saturday, so they're going to embark on April 30th in Los Angeles to head up to Vancouver. Then they're going to do an overnight, and then they're going to hop on Royal Caribbean's Serenade of the Sea for a 7-night Alaska cruise. And so so it's Charlie and Vicky. Thank you so very much, both of you. They were wanting to let us know that in the space of 2 days, Royal Caribbean canceled 2 of their excursions, the main one being the White Pass Railroad and Yukon Suspension Bridge. And that was the one they were looking forward to the most. And so he sent me along the notice that they got. And let's see. They were able to book, let me add this before I read you the notice. They were able to book another White Pass Railroad excursion. So they did that, but it's not going to go into Canada. And they won't be able to see that the suspension bridge that they were looking forward to. And I know that this is really hard. I know that in like the scheme of everything that can go wrong in life, that's a small thing. But I know that when you spend a lot of money to go on a cruise and you have your heart set on seeing certain things, it's really hard when you don't get to. And so sorry about that, both of you. And here's what the notice that Royal Caribbean sent to them. They say, due to operational challenges that would cause significant delays at the U.S. and Canadian border, the White Pass Railway tour operator has advised that they are temporarily suspending any train services into the Canadian territory for the 2022 season. Unfortunately, this impacts several of the shore excursions operating out of Skagway. And I wanted just to point out super fast, that is in line exactly with what I have been saying for a while now, ever since the White Pass Yukon Route Railway put out that notice on their website. And so this is what we're seeing. It says, as a result, we've canceled your reservation for this excursion. They got a full refund, and then they are going to go ahead. Like I said, they booked another excursion. Everybody can look around and see something else. And you know what? When you are in Skagway, if that excursion gets canceled, like book something else, do something, because it is so beautiful there and there is so much to see. Skagway itself is a really little town. Like, you're not going to be able to spend all day long walking around in there unless you look at every little thing and every little shop. But the scenery and the whole area up there is just extraordinary, and you're going to want to get to see some of it. And so I would say, if you are booked on one of these excursions, like I have not heard of Princess canceling any of their excursions on the White Pass Railroad that go up into Canada. We've not heard of those being canceled, but since the other cruise lines, like I know someone on Holland America said that they have had one of those canceled. They were on one that goes into Canada, and so I think they're going to be canceled. And so if it was me, I would take a look at the other excursions that are available through Princess and book one of those, or I would be looking like on TripAdvisor or Viator and look and see what other tours you can pick up, because it is, if you wait until you get on the ship, you know, like when we got on the ship, when we were just on the Caribbean Princess in January, right then is when they told us that our excursion for the Fort Lauderdale waterways was canceled. Whereas it would have been really nice if I would have known that sooner, because then I would have thought about it more and done something else about it. But it is so much easier to look at all that stuff, pick something else when you're not on the ship, when you've got, you know, I know they have internet. Sometimes the internet's not great, we're hearing lately. And so just a heads up. Plus, your other excursions are going to sell out quicker when they cancel those. And so just a heads up, you might want to think about that. So doesn't sound like those are going anywhere. Alrighty, now we're going to talk about what the COVID health protocol updates are for the United Kingdom. It basically entails I think it's just a huge reminder, plus a requirement that the EU is putting in. A couple of days ago, I read to you what the EU's gateway requirements are. In other words, if you want to come to the EU, and they clearly, from what they're seeing, have requirements for cruise ships. And so this is going to be applying to all of the United Kingdom sailings this summer. I've been looking, so this is what it says on Princess's website, but we just heard it with the Norwegian protocols that I mentioned yesterday. It's with the celebrity protocols. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow about the Holland America protocols, because they've just been updated and they are all saying the same thing. And so they once again remind you that you have got to be vaccinated, and here's the statement that goes with it. Let me see here really fast. For sailings, from the United Kingdom and from Europe starting after May 7th, the definition of fully vaccinated is at least 14 days past completion of the primary vaccine series and no more than 270 days, which is close to 9 months, since receiving the last dose in that initial vaccine series. A booster dose is required for guests ages 12 and older whose final dose of the approved COVID vaccine is older than 9 months or that 270 days. And so you really do have to be boosted. And that is, like I said, it's not just the cruise lines asking that, the EU is asking that. And so be aware of that. Don't travel there if you don't want to get a booster or if you don't have a booster. And I wouldn't travel there thinking I was going to get a booster there. I should make that really clear. And so that is the really big deal that they are reminding everybody about. They also, let me tell you, for if you're departing from any of those cruises there in the United Kingdom, you have to do, if you are fully vaccinated and you don't have a booster, you've got 2 days to do your antigen test or 3 days to do your PCR. If you have received your vaccines and your booster, then you get 3 days for your antigen and 3 days for your PCR. And if you're not fully vaccinated, you've got an exemption, you've got to do that PCR within 3 days. And then finally, lots of people keep asking at the port there in Southampton, Princess has testing that they say is $60 per person. And so you can just arrive at the terminal. I shared with you a few videos ago, so really stick with me on these because I just share so much information as I receive it. But Let's Go family member mentioned that how easy it is. You just arrive there, you check in, they test you, you wait for the test result, and you're on the ship really quick. And so it sounds like it works really slick. So that's for that. And then also for these sailings from Europe, they also have that reminder about being boosted if your primary vaccine is older than 270 days. It sounds like they are very firm about that. And then the reminder that they have got testing at the terminal, and it's free for Princess. Norwegian also has it for free. Royal Caribbean doesn't. They talk about bringing with you a test to do before you get on board. They mention the ones that you can buy from eMed or Optum. And maybe this is a good time to tell you, I just ordered 6 tests from eMed. And mind you, you get the exact same test from eMed and from Optum. Right now, they're in stock on eMed and they're cheaper. I got 6 for $150. And then they charge 21 something for overnight shipping. There's not another option. You have to pay the 20 something for your overnight shipping. And I am looking for them to come today. They shipped really quick. And so I just wanted to let you know about that. And I'm going to take 6 for Gorna and I with us, as well as our 2 government tests to test out just to see if they'll let us use those to get on the ship, so I can tell you all about that. But I'm just taking them with us because then we've got them if anything funny happens and anybody runs out of tests anywhere we need it, if we need them to come back home, just whatever. So I'm just going to take those with us and wanted to make sure that you are all aware of that. Now, a really interesting thing on the sailings for both the United Kingdom and from Europe, they just say, of course, they recommend masks, but you don't have to wear a mask if you don't want to, except for in areas where it is posted that you have to wear a mask. But I came across, I was looking, somebody was asking me about masking on Norwegian, and on Norwegian, you don't have to wear a mask unless you want to, like on sailings from the US, from sailings from other places. They say they recommend, of course, that you wear a mask, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. But this is really interesting, and they are the only cruise lines with this wording. It says for their European sailings only, it says local government regulations require all guests to wear masks on board while indoors, except for when actively eating or drinking or when in their stateroom. Guests will be required to wear masks outdoors when socially distancing is not possible. And so, is anybody on any of these sailings in Europe, either on any cruise line? We would really like to hear, because Norwegian is the only one that says that when you're sailing in Europe, you're going to have to wear a mask. And it was kind of It was not with the other protocols about sailings from Europe. It was in a different place on the website. So I would really like to hear from any of you who are on those sailings. Of course, I will tell you when we get on Princess at the end of May. We board May 28th. I'll let you know if we have to wear masks indoors due to European regulations while we're there. But we'd sure love to hear from any of you out there. And so let us know if you're there. Now we are coming to the update part of the of our show today, and I wanted to let you know, I think it's really exciting. The Caribbean Princess, I got a message from someone, and they think they're having a great time. This, as you maybe recall, the Caribbean Princess just completed a very short dry dock in Portland, Oregon. They sailed down to San Francisco, and on Tuesday they departed a sailing from San Francisco, and they are going to go around to Fort Lauderdale, where then the Caribbean Princess will do sailings once again from Fort Lauderdale. And so this person said that they've got 18 passengers on board, 1,500 crew. I love that she points out that it was a bit chilly, but the sun was out and it was a fun sail away. And she posted some pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge, which is like my main reason for wanting to sail out of or into San Francisco. I think it would be so fun to sail on a cruise ship under that bridge. I've been to, I don't really need to go to San Francisco otherwise. I've been there several times, but I would go for that. And so I also wanted to let you know that yesterday on Wednesday, the Island Princess resumed sailing. They are heading off on a Panama Canal cruise, and I'm just going to follow. You probably know Don and Tony are on there as well, and Jenny, and so we're just going to keep our eye on their sailing. I think it'll be fun to hear how everything goes, but I am so excited. We've got another ship sailing with Princess, and so I think that it's just happy news. The next thing that I wanted to let you know is the Crown Princess is also resuming her sailing, and they're on May 7th, they are set to depart on a sailing to go up to Alaska and stop in Canada. And I feel really bad about this. Several of you Let's Go family members were so kind to let me know that you got this notice of a change to your itinerary just yesterday afternoon. And you know what, I am really sorry. So Joanne here sent me the details on it, and she said that this is what the notice says. Please be advised that due to a scheduled engine maintenance, Crown Princess will not be operating at full speed during your upcoming cruise. This in no way compromises the safety of our guests and crew, which is our highest priority, but does require us to make some revisions to your itinerary. As a goodwill gesture, each guest will receive a refundable credit of $100 applied to their onboard folio. They will no longer call at Ketchikan on Thursday, May 12th, and have added a call to Icy Strait Point from 5 to 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday. And so that's a pretty short stop, 3.5 hours there. Additionally, we will now arrive in Juneau at 3:30 rather than 12 noon, and we will arrive in Skagway at 6 a.m. rather than 7 a.m. And so this begs a lot of questions, doesn't it? Like, she's not been sailing for 2 years. Could you not have scheduled that engine maintenance any sooner? That's just me. You can probably tell how I do with car maintenance. I just don't have time for that. But if anybody hears anything about this, once you're on the ship, let us know. I cannot imagine, with Princess not sailing for 2 years, sincerely, that they couldn't have done something about this a little bit sooner. But that's just me, and let me know if you all hear anything. I am sorry that you all don't get a call at Ketchikan. I think if I had to miss between Ketchikan, Skagway, and Juneau, with what I guess it depends on what you were going to do in the different ports. I was trying to think of which one I would rather miss. But there's so much to see in every port, and it depends on what activities you're going to do. Like Ketchikan is the place to go salmon fishing. You can go salmon fishing in other places, but Ketchikan is the place to do it. And I am just really sorry. I've heard that Icy Strait Point is beautiful. You'll all have to let us know how that experience goes. But I am really sorry this happened. And like I said, when everybody gets on the ship, give us some updates. Let us know what's going on. And a shout out to Princess. Hopefully you can do these maintenances a little sooner. I am going to allow, though, maybe something just broke. because sometimes, you're going along and you're driving fine and then your car breaks down, and I guess the same thing can happen to your ship. And so sorry about that, everyone. Now, I just wanted to make this quick comment. The other day, you might recall that I talked about the Ruby Princess, and we had heard so much from people talking about how long the embarkation time was, and we truly, I've heard from people that were standing outside in the cold, and this one nice Let's Go family member, she put this really long comment. So if you want to hear what happened to her, it's in the comments under... I think it was on Monday, that video. It says Ruby Princess in the title. But so she was with a bunch of people, and they had to wait like 3.5 hours. It was windy. It was cold. Other people, though, said they got on really quick. One lady said, well, maybe it was because people weren't prepared with the ArriveCan app. And people who had to wait a really long time said, well, we were prepared. We had it ready. And one of our Let's Go family members, Tom, he said that someone that he knows said that they were getting on the ship, and that apparently the Canadian government had changed something with the requirements just that very day that slowed things down. I don't know. I just want to say that when I tell you all about that, it doesn't mean I'm fussy with the people at Royal Caribbean. I'm sorry, on the Royal Princess. Not at all. I don't work for Princess. I just tell you what people tell me, and I thought I would share that with you. I did notice again in the news that San Francisco news is really something. They were commenting how the Ruby Princess has sailed in again with, another outbreak. And I think that on the last sailing, they said there were like 36 cases, which really to me is not a lot when you have a couple of thousand people. And, in the news now, we've got that other variant that's a variant on Omicron that's even more transmissible. And so there's just going to always be COVID with us. I just don't like it when they make it sound like it's a huge outbreak and it's a problem. Every day, actually, I check what the color status is of the ships, and nobody is red. Nobody has been red. And so I just want to put that out there and let you know that, some people had a fast experience getting on the Ruby Princess, and some people, bless them, had to wait a really long time. And so I just thought I would let you know. But the remarkable thing is that everyone commented on how amazing the crew was. And so hats off to the crew of the Ruby Princess. I know that you're doing a great job. Alrighty. And you want to know what else I would say? I really try hard to assume everybody's doing their best. I tell you what's going on, but I run my life, and the people that I associate with, I really do assume they're doing their best. And that is not, I don't mean that tongue-in-cheek. I mean it very seriously. I like people to think I'm doing my best, because I am. And so that's just, felt like I should add that. Now, we do have... I wanted to let you know that we have an update on Holland America, and I'm going to take a minute to tell you about that, as well as would anybody comment below if you're going to be on the Emerald Princess September 30th? We've got Kirsten, a Let's Go family member. She's going to be on that ship. And so if you will comment down there, and if you want to meet up, just send me an email. And if you say it's okay, if you both send me an email, I can tell one person the other person's email address. But other than that, I don't. And so, but if anybody wants a meet and greet anywhere, you can tell me and I'll announce it. Or if you just want to meet one person, you can each email me. So I'm happy to do that. Now, Holland America has got a big announcement out, and a big thank you to Charlie and Vicky as well for letting me know about this. They, bless them, here they are planning their cruises, and they had their excursions canceled on Royal Caribbean, and then they had their Holland America cruise canceled all in once. And so the Holland America Westerdam was supposed to start sailing in Asia. And if you have been following along here, you will notice that all of these cruise ships are pulling out of Asia, at least into 2020, later 2023 and beyond, because cruising is just not restarting there. And I got one sweet message from a Let's Go family member that said, don't forget us over here in Asia. Everybody else is getting to sail. Don't forget us. And you know what? We surely are not forgetting you at all. We hope that cruising can restart for you. And I am sad when I hear these ships pull out of a region since cruising isn't restarting. But the Holland America Westerdam was supposed to do that. And Charlie and Vicky were set to be on the Trans-Pacific that was going to go from Seattle over to Yokohama, Japan. And I think those Trans-Pacifics are extra special because we hear of them so rarely. And so I'm sorry to hear that your cruise was canceled. Let me let everyone know what is going to go on. So that, like I said, the Westerdam is pulling out of Asia. They are going to start sailing here out of the United States and do sailings up in Alaska for the summertime. And then from September 25th through, September 25th of 2022 through February 27th of 2023 is when it was due to be in Asia. And instead, they are going to redeploy them down to go to New Zealand, Australia, and Southeast Asia during that time. And it's really 11 cruises that affected. So what Holland America is doing about this is they are letting people who were scheduled to be on that cruise or one of these other cruises to just move to one a year later. And if you do that, you get it for the price that you paid, which is great. And if you booked it with any perks or any, special deals they had going at the time, you get to keep those, and they'll just move you over. If you don't want to do that, you can have your money back just the same way that you paid. And they also are giving everybody a $200. It says if you'd still like to cruise this season, each guest will receive a $200 shipboard credit applied to their Mariner profile that can be used on voyages sailing in 2022 or early 2023. And so I just thought I'd mention that. And the other thing is, if you are on one of these sailings, make sure that you let Holland America know what you want to do by May 29th of 2022. So that's nice. They give you like a month to figure it out. Otherwise, they are going to just book you on your the same cruise next year. Okay, like I said, I'm sorry to hear that we've got Let's Go family members that were on a cruise that was canceled. Sorry for all of you in Asia that this is taking a little bit longer. If you're over there in Asia, let us know what you're hearing about cruising. I know that there's a lot going on there with COVID and everything, and they are so cautious there. So we would just love to hear from any of you with what's going on about that. Alrighty, let's see. You can take this part out, Gordon. Alrighty, that is all of the updates that I've got today. I really appreciate you all sticking with me. I know that it's a really long video, but I hope that you find it helpful. And if you do, will you please give this video a thumbs up? If anyone, I was hoping that we could kind of have a fun discussion in the comments. I would like to hear what you think about all of the different news stories. Let me know if you've got a cruise booked in the United Kingdom and Europe this year, if you've got your booster, if that affects your travel plans and makes you want to go another time. I'd also really like to hear what everybody thinks about how the changes on the Crown Princess itinerary. I don't know. I'm probably the only one. I just want my car to run. My husband would tell you that. I don't want to wait for it to get fixed, but you have to wait for it to get fixed. And so anyway, that's where we are. I would love to hear from you all. Let us know what your plans are, what you're hoping for your next sailings, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.